Let's make sure we're alive for you. Yep, we're alive. All right. We're back. Uh, Sorry for the delay. We had a little audio stuff going on, but we're back. We got better angles.
Mm.
I like these angles now. Yeah, that one right there specifically. Got him. So we're back with Nadia, not Nadia Janae. I like Nadia Janae. I keep writing that down. I don't know
Okay.
why. And we are talking about some current event stuff. So the table talk isn't one issue. Um, well, we also want to talk a little bit about women in the industry,
Ooh, which industry?
the music industry.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So lately, there's been some talk about a notable artist for whatever reason, uh, Miss Sexy Red.
Okay.
I'll just get your raw take. What is your raw take on Sexy Red?
I think her as a woman in this industry, killing it, is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I hope she continues to do her thing. I know it can be difficult with raising kids, being a good mom, and still getting out here and getting your hustle on. So I wish her the best. I know she's gonna be successful. Um, Based on what I've seen in interviews and stuff, she has a really hard work ethic. Um, so yeah, she's doing her thing.
What do you think is maybe misunderstood, misconstrued, or purposefully miscommunicated about her
I don't know her like that. So,
as an artist, in her work?
well, oh, that's a good question. Um, got me stumped there, buddy.
I mean, so okay, I'll broaden the question out. There are women who definitely use sexuality as a selling point for their music.
Right, right,
Um, much like men use masculinity and some hyperviolence
right.
in order to sell their music. Why do you feel like there is a double standard, or do you feel like there's a double standard
I
when it
don't.
comes to?
I definitely don't. I mean, I definitely don't. Think there's a double standard. Everybody, from what I see, has their way of doing business, so to speak. So I've seen them, men and women use sex. We got Prince. Prince was
Okay.
dope, but Prince, he was feeling all himself, and you know what I'm saying. And
Yes.
I mean, what R&B artist has not taken a shirt off and did a 1, 2, 3 on the stage? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I see it in both genders. I will say that sometimes men tend to think because a woman dresses a certain way, um, or behaves a certain way, that they can address her in a certain way. And I don't think that's right. We even saw that with Meg the Stallion. I forgot the guy's name. He was basically saying she needed to, cover up and not discuss sex so much in her music. She made fun of him and thought shit. Who was that?
Um,
That guy.
there's a bunch of guys that have something to say. You could be talking about the Sotomayor guy. You could be talking about what's his name before he passed, Kevin Samuels. You could be talking about that the funny guy who I like to listen to, Charleston White. He's absolutely hilarious.
He is very, very funny man.
What do you think about him? What is your
I
take
think
on
he's a funny man.
it? Does he make a point to you, or do you think he's just
I think everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I think sometimes I agree with him, sometimes I don't. But I will agree that he's a very funny man. Very funny. He was actually down here recently, right?
Was he? I don't know. I don't
I
know.
thought he was, because I saw something where he was on Sean the Class Clown's party bus or
Oh
something like
wow,
that.
really?
I thought I did. I might be tripping. I could be tripping.
I mean, no, it could have happened. I live under a rock. My my non-stage name is Patrick Starr. So I live under
Oh,
a
okay.
rock.
I was like, Patrick?
Yeah,
I like
Patrick Starr.
Jive better.
Yeah, I would too. I literally don't even, I travel to do all the stuff that I do. So women in this industry
Mm-hmm.
definitely using their selling points. I like that. That men do the same thing as well.
Right.
But my question is, just like you were saying, there are people who sort of have a much more moralistic standpoint when it comes to women doing it.
Right.
When Meg Thee Stallion and um, Cardi B did the WAP song, they just did another song, I believe, WAP 2 or whatever.
Right.
A lot of skepticism. The music video that went with the first one, very, very a lot.
Very alive.
Um, why do you feel that there's a lot of men who have such a strong opinion about females, women using their selling points as men do?
So I don't think so. Just to I understand that the common perception is that men have an issue with it, but I've heard some women be like, "Oh, she need to go sit down. She need to cover up. Why she, making songs like that, knowing that she's supposed to be a role model for girls everywhere, and all this other stuff." But I have this to say: women, men, people should be able to express themselves in a way that fits them. And so, what might not be for you could be cool with them, just like what you got going on might not work for them. Um, I will say one more thing. Everyone's kind of hype off of, oh, you know, music today is more sexual. That's not true. That's so not true. It might seem that way because we have more media access now, whereas back in the day we didn't have such a connection to what everything going on so fast. Ready access at any moment. You can go on YouTube, find a video like that. Whereas back in the day, you had to wait till BET Soul or whatever played to record it, so you can watch it back later. I'm that old.
I'll keep under my hat how old I am. But go ahead.
But I would just say that back in the day, it was just as sexual. The words are different, but their meaning behind it was exactly the same. They would have, don't you listen to that music? Don't you sing that song in my house? It was just a little bit more.
You let the Louisiana out. I just want you to know that.
What you mean, Louisiana?
I just heard it.
I ain't playing with you. But for instance, right? Remember Fantasy by Ludacris, right?
Yes.
My mama would be upset if she heard us singing or listening to that song. But nowadays, she probably like, oh, you can put that on. At least it ain't, lick on my click. Lick that pussy green. I like Lorilla. I like Lorilla.
Okay. Yeah. No, there's no worries. I've learned that I'm not always the intended audience for everything.
Right.
So sometimes I think men can understand that. Like, it's not for you, but maybe it wasn't for you.
Right.
So I think maybe that's an unintentional entitlement that men think that everything has to kind of pass through us and get our okay.
Okay.
And then when it doesn't, it's like, you're supposed to be. Okay. Next question.
Because you shoot.
Men as leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that that's a natural phenomenon? Do you believe that's a socialized concept? Like, what do you believe?
I believe, personally, I want a leader.
Okay.
I want a leader because I'm a leader. In a sense that I hear this all the time with men, right? In the Bible, it says that y'all are supposed to be submissive. But what they fail to realize is that women who are led by the right man will automatically submit to you. You won't even have to be like you supposed to. It'll happen naturally because it's a natural thing. That's the way God intended us as women to be able to submit to the right man who can lead us in the right direction. And so I do think that men should be leaders, but there's certain avenues that they're leaders in. For instance, provider, leader. Shelter maker, leader. Money maker, leader. Women, cooking, leader. Bearing children, leader. Think being a mother and creating a nurturing environment where a man can call a home, leader. So that we're leaders in different fields. But if you're not a leader, then how are these other parts that I need done in my life going to succeed? Like, you want to come home to a nice meal, probably can't because you're working late, right? But that's what you want. So if I'm providing you with that leadership in the area, in the home, then you should come with your part.
Okay. No, I definitely I like how you put that. That was there's different departments and there's different heads in different departments.
Exactly.
I like that. You've mentioned submissiveness a couple of times.
Yes.
And in your summation, you would love to have a man that makes you feel that you can be submissive.
Right.
I'm going to do this.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
But you also said that you're attracted to the guys who aren't attracted to you. How do those two concepts live in the same head?
Baby, when I figure it out, I will tell you. But what I'm realizing about myself is got to do better. But how do I say this? I've rapidly fell in love with who I am again. Fell in love with my wants, my needs, and what I'm looking for. And because of that, I've realized that the decisions I've made in the past may not have been what I wanted, but what was provided to me at the time. And because I was in a stage of my life where I wasn't at this point definite on standing, as they say, standing on business of what I want and what I need and so on and so forth, I accepted what was available versus what I needed. And so, oh, you're going to get me in trouble. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
That's what you said? That's it?
That's what I'll say.
You're going to leave it on? You're going to stand on that?
I don't like you right now. I promise you.
Wow. It's all fun. It's all fun. What are some things about women that you hear men get wrong a lot?
I think right now what we're facing is, I don't even know why. I don't know why, because I'm just an open person. But our genders have this thing where instead of communicating with each other, they want to do like a versus battle. And it's ludicrous to me, because if I have an issue with you and we're, on that level or whatever, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to address it with you, get your answer, whatever have you, and then it is what it is. But like this generation is like, oh, I'm not going to talk, or oh, I'm not going to, I don't like confrontation, or whatever have you. And it's like, are you really ready to take that step if you're not willing to effectively communicate as an adult?
Okay. All right. Next question.
What you got?
What do women get wrong about other women?
Oh, about other women. Cool. Once again, I don't know. I talk to everybody. And I mean, just from my experience, I've seen, I don't know, because I talk to everybody. There's not a person who's like, bitch, get away from me. Like,
I mean, okay, maybe not personally, but I think there's, okay, I'll preface it with
if they was like that, they didn't tell it to my face though.
Okay. All right. all right, they ain't, may not want that kind of smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not gonna smoke it. I'm just like, all right, it is what it is. I'm not. Look, I don't.
okay, so I'll give you one. I feel as though for men, we are locked into a conversation about alpha maleness
Hmm.
and what it does and doesn't mean and all those other things. And they become false hierarchies, tiers of masculinity that say, this type of man deserves this, and this type of man doesn't deserve that, right? An
I
alpha.
got that going on.
Yeah, we do.
Snap.
We are an embattled people. And I don't think that men understand that there's just like there's many different types of genius. There are many different types of masculinity that are just as valid as the next. And then this rush to become like a product. We're trying to make a uniform product. This is what industries do, right? Industries create uniform products, right?
Right.
And in trying to become that uniform product, we're trying to
Fit into a stereotype.
fit into a very narrow stereotype. And anything that deviates from that is beta, right? For men.
Same thing with women. I didn't start wearing makeup until I was 28, and people thought that was weird. And I'm like, I never had a need for it. I never even wanted to do. I was not that girl. Like makeup, I wear some heels in a heartbeat, and I dress nice, but makeup just wasn't my thing. I always look like a clown. I put it on. But I think it goes for both both genders. Like I remember where we had a discussion on the last podcast about how with your boys, right? If you come off as sensitive, they're like, "Oh, you a simp," you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But women, we want to see you do that,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, until you become a little bitch, and then it is what it is. But
I think that's exactly what you said.
but there's a limit. There's a limit. You can still maintain your masculinity while pouring out your heart. It's possible. I don't- but y'all need to let that go. Everybody's different. God made everybody different. Nobody's the same. Everybody has their great attributes. Everybody has a little extra something.
Okay.
And so to put a stereotype on it, I'm a big person. Like, don't put me in a box. And I'm not
Okay.
going to do the same to you. So,
Okay. We are wrapping up.
all right.
I want to first thank you for coming out and having
Thank
a
you for
dope
having me.
conversation with you. You're fastly becoming an amazing person in this community. Do you have any other events that are coming up?
No, not right now. It's the end of the fiscal. Oh, I need to relax.
Are you gonna just take in the new year? Are there any local artists or local events or local venues that you're supporting right now?
There's a few. So, of course, the Statesboro family, anytime they do an event, I'm always putting that up. We have the Villers here in Savannah. Icy Port does a really good job at having like Conscious Night. That's next Thursday. Um, Man, there's a lot. All I know is if you are looking for something fun to do, get involved in your community. Um, you'll find like-minded people like yourself and have a good time. Savannah is not. I used to say that Savannah, all you do is get drunk. It's not true. There's a life here. We have black art museums. We have, oh my gosh, we have a downtown. We have a dinosaur exhibit. Like I know that sounds really nerdy, but I enjoy things like that. But there's so much that Savannah has to offer, and the only way you're gonna know that is if you get out.
Okay. Man, well, we are going to get off here. I think we're going to have another conversation with you. I think we're going to have a part B.
Uh-oh.
I think we're going to dig deeper into you. You said some dope things, and I want to...
Shoot, you keep digging, it'll never heal.
Man, maybe that's where all the good stuff is, man. The juice seems to be worth the squeeze. So. It's an old school phrase. That's an old school one for you. Thank you for having the time to sit there. And you were on time, too.
Oh, I try to be.
and that was amazing. Thank you. This has been Queued Up, the interview series with the amazing newcomer to the scene, splashing all over the place, Nadia. Fun, crazy, cool, fun,
I'm gonna hurt you.
crazy, fun, cool,
Crazy fun, cool with
Crazy.
K's.
crazy, fun, cool.
Jiv.
Jive. It's Jive.
Ji-
It's a little thing at the
Oh,
end of the
okay. My bad.
Thank you so much for your time. We're gonna have you again, and you are, you're gonna be a.
What you wishing on me? Hold on.
No. You are going to. Hopefully, our conversation went well. A staple on the Clicked Up podcast.
Oh yeah. I got you.
Yeah. So we should see you next week anyway.
Boy, I thought you was finna curse me. I'm like,
No,
Jesus
I wouldn't do that to
name.
you. I wouldn't do that to you. So thank you for all that you are and that you do. Thank you for your time. We're gonna get out of here. Peace.